The second idea I want to give you today is around the theme of animals and doing some work around animals in our pretend play. Now again, please don't be worried that you need these amount of animals or books or puzzles. I've got lots of different ways that you can do this just to show you, and you can just use one or two of them or however many you've got. You don't have to go and get anything else. You can just use what you've got already. So I've got this amount because I want to give you different ideas, but you could do this activity just with one book, okay? So we're going to think about animals, and I put some cuddly animals out. So if you wanted to, and you've got access to some cuddly animals, you could have those out ready for your child. And if your child chooses to go over to the animals, you could talk about the animal's name. So for example, I've got a lion toy here, and say your child goes over to the lion toy, you could, if the child picks it up, you could wait and see if the child goes roar or tries to say the word lion. If it doesn't, don't worry. Don't say, oh, you must say lion. What is it called? What's this called? What noise does it make? Because that's bombarding and that will overwhelm your child. Instead, just pause for a bit and then say, it's a lion. And the lion goes roar. And you can make the noise and you go roar, and you can have real fun with that activity. You can go roar, roar, and you can both pretend to roar. And that is just such a lovely way to engage in pretend play with an animal. I've also got a little plastic cat here, and if you've got a pretend cat or something, or any plastic animals, I think I've got a giraffe here as well. I've just found those two. If you haven't got these, it's fine. But again, if you have, you could use those. And again, make the comment and you could say, yes, it's a giraffe. And you could talk about long neck. But just don't bombard it. Just let it be natural. Wait for the child to go and play with the activity. A cat is always a great one, whether you see it in a book or whether you have a cat, or whether it's in a magazine, or whether you see one when you're looking outside the window with your child or on a walk. You could go meow, meow for the cat because it makes such a fantastic noise and children love hearing to that meow sound. So I've got different cuddly toys here. I've also got, another way we could do it is through books. So if you've got a book with animals in it, it's just a case of, you do not have to read the whole book. If your child's looking at it, you could point and say, cow. And the cow says, moo. And just pause and wait to see if your child copies or tries to copy. If your child doesn't, leave it. Don't expect them to do that. Just keep making the sounds of the animals. On the next page, we could look at the pig and make the animals noise, the oink oink. Make it a fun thing to do together. And your child will really enjoy you making the noises, and they might eventually have that listening, have that understanding, and want to have a go too, either saying the animal name or the noises. But the important thing is not to keep asking them to do this, but to wait for them to be ready to do it and to be excited about doing it. Got a hen, you could point to that. You've got a sheep and go bah, point to the sheep. It's lovely just to look at books. If you haven't got a book about animals, I've got a few other suggestions here, but if you haven't got a book about any animals, you could maybe look through some magazines that you've got which may have pictures of animals in as well. I've also got a puzzle, an animal puzzle here, and we could just have that out, and if your child goes over to do it and they pick up this one, we could go woof woof, woof woof, or again that lovely meow sound. And then the fish, we could go the fish, and a rabbit, we could all, the rabbits, the bunny rabbits hopping. But just say the key words, just do that puzzle, have fun, take it in turns doing the puzzle together, and just have it as part of everyday play, and really pick up those animal sounds. And it's a great way to do some pretend play with your child. Again, I'll emphasise again, you don't have to have all this amount of stuff. I've just got it here because I wanted to show you the kind of things you could do. You could do it with one or two things, a book, a puzzle, or just a couple of toys. Whatever you've got, you can use. And just the important thing is to be naming the animal and making the sound so that your child is hearing that and not bombarding your child and expecting your child to say it back, but just to be listening to you doing that. And they may then eventually want to copy. And make it fun, because learning about animals is such fun.